5 things to check during site inspection. Now, before we get into the 5 things that you should check during site inspection, let's first of all understand what site inspection is. What is site inspection in real estate? Site inspection is simply that process or that activity of maybe the real estate company or the real estate consultant you're working with takes you to go and see the property. Now, if you're a Cameroonian abroad or you're a foreigner, what usually happens is that they carry out a virtual site inspection, meaning that the real estate consultant or the company goes on site, right? They do a video call and then they show you around the property so that you see it live. Or they take drone shots of the property, they take good videos, clean videos during the day under the sun or when, places are shining so that you can see, right? They should not send you videos that are dull, right? Where it's foggy, everywhere is just white and you can't really see, right? Because seeing is believing. Seeing is believing. You cannot buy what you have not seen, or you cannot even pay for what you have not seen. So when you go to see the property, now a lot of people just think that going for site inspections means that you just go and see the property as in seeing. No, if that was the case, then a picture and a video will be okay, right? But there are some indicators, right? There are certain indices that you must check, right, to be able to confirm or tell your brother, your loved one, your cousin who is abroad that, hey, this property is a good property and it's a good investment. Or even you, the diasporan, there are some things that you should see during the video. We are just looking around. There are some questions also that you should ask. I'm going to do a separate video on that, on the kind of questions. I think it will be 6 or 7 type of questions you should ask a real estate company before buying a property from them. Okay. So what's the first thing you check when you go for site inspection? Number 1, the access road. Can you reach the land easily? That's the first thing you check. Okay. Now, you don't want to buy or invest in a place where you can't even access. You can't even get there. If they say drive us to this property. Now, when it comes to land banking properties, it becomes a little bit tricky, all right? Because some land banking properties, you cannot really drive right to the property itself, but at least you see that the road is accessible. Like, even though you cannot drive, you can drive to an extent and walk to a certain extent. But if the walking is more than 1 hour, please kind of think about it, right? Now, I'm not saying that the location might not be good. I'm just saying that if you have to drive and park, then walk again for almost an hour, and then something should be wrong. At least you should drive. If you can drive for 30 minutes to 45 minutes here, and then you park and then walk for, let's say, 20 to 30 minutes, you're good to go. Because let's just say the 20 and 30 minutes or 20 to 30 minutes is you crossing other people's properties to get to where yours is. All right. So check the accessibility, check the access road. That's the first thing you check. Is a place easily accessible? Number 2, check the surroundings. Are people living around there? Now, this is a statistics or principle from research that I came out with, and I try to explain to my clients and investors that if there is a place, right, if there is a land banking property or there is an investment property somewhere, and 30 minutes away from that property, there is no landmark, no building, no signs of development, nothing, you can now think twice before buying that area. But if you buy an area where between 1 to 30 minutes drive away from that place, you have good access roads, you have tarred roads, you have social amenities, light, water, electricity, hotels, schools, churches, please don't think twice. Buy into that area. You know why? Because in less than a decade or in a decade or so, that place is going to be fully developed. That is, proven from research. That is over the years, all of the estates that have ever existed, in fact, 90% and above of the estates that were located 30 minutes away from development became developed in less than a decade or a decade. Maximum 15 years, a decade and a half, maximum. The place will be booming. You won't even realize it. All right. So when you see areas like that, so that's why you check the surrounding to know that, oh, okay, from this development to this side, how many drive is it? All right. When you see that it's 20 minutes, 25 minutes, oh, good, 30 minutes, perfect, right? You know that you can invest in that area because in the long run, your investment is going to yield you more than what you ever imagine. The third thing you check is security, right? Does the place feel safe enough? You don't want to, go to a place or buy into a place where after some few years or in a few months, or when you come to take possession of your property, they're going to arrest you and lock you up. Okay. And one of the things that real estate companies do, or even individuals or investors do when they want to invest in properties, that to ensure their security, they fence the place. That's why I advise my clients to always make sure they fence any particular area or particular spot that they buy. If you buy 1 hectare, currently I'm working on fencing a 2-hectare project that a client of mine purchased at my 16 at Wonana village, right? That's a way of securing your property. Even if he travels abroad, right, he knows that his property is secure because anytime he comes back, he's going to be able to identify that property because of the pillars that will be planted around the property. Number 4, utilities, right? Is there light? Is there water? Schools, hospital, markets? Like I said, 30 minutes drive away from that place. If there is, know that in less than a decade, all of those things will be heating up in that environment. Number 5, landmarks, right? Now, when I talk about landmarks, I'm talking about popular places or popular spots like hotels, like government projects, like institutional movement or development. For example, we have a project, Biaka Legacy Estate, and in the estate, Biaka Group itself owns 2 hectares of land there because they intend to migrate their hospital there. The company is planning to bring a transformer. They are planning to, get drainage or dig about 4 boreholes there. You see, that kind of place, the projects have not started yet, but because an institution like Biaka that has integrity and credibility is there, you know that these things must surely come to pass. All right, because they've said it before and they did it. What's stopping them from doing it this time around? If this time around is a project that's even lesser than the projects they've accomplished before. All right, so these are the 5 things you should check when you go for site inspection. And let me give you number 6, a bonus. All right, this is a bonus. Now, from experience, what I want you to do as a bonus is ask questions. Please ask questions. Why trying to see the land? Ask again. Just reiterate. All right, because reiteration brings emphasis. Just be sure. Ask the price again. Ask when the allocation will be done after payment is made. Ask if there are any discounts. Ask the documentation, the document that involved. Ask if there's any other extra cost or the cost of the documents. After paying for the land, are you paying for any other fee again? Ask questions, right? Because one of the things that a lot of people forget is that there is such a thing called extra cost or documentation fee. That when they try to purchase the property, the moment they pay, they're like, oh, just give me my documents. And when the company is not trying to explain that, sorry, sir, this document costs, they're like, oh, you did not tell me. I think it's an error in one way or the other on the side of the real estate company, and it's an error too on your own side because you are supposed to act. Now, on the real estate company, they are supposed to inform you the moment you make inquiries that, hey, this property is document exclusive. Right? Now, some real estate companies, we are all humans. We all make mistakes. We all forget stuff, right? So in one way or the other, the real estate consultant might forget, and that's it. So that's why you have to ask questions, right? Please ask questions, right? So these are the 5 plus the bonus, 6 things you should check or do when you go for site inspection, right? I hope you learned something from this video. Please click the like button, subscribe so that when I drop valuable, educative, and informative videos like this on how to invest your hard-earned money in the best real estate deals here in the city of Boya Southwest region of Cameroon, you will be the first to know. And if you have any other questions, leave it in the comment section. My number is in the description of this video, or you look on the screen, right? You see my number there. You can call me or send me a message on WhatsApp, right, to ask any of your questions. In the meantime, I will see you on the next one.